This is Endless with VGMechanica.com. Welcome to our EvE Online tutorials. In this lesson, I'm going to go over basic combat mission agents. Missions are a great way to make early game income, and as well as give you access to faction items via the loyalty points you gain. But the first thing you kind of need to do is find an agent. Now your tutorials will lead you to some starter agents, but I'm going to kind of help you to find an agent on your own. For doing combat missions, you want a security agent. Now, you'll see all sorts of different stations. I'll undock and show you some. When you enter a system, you'll see different stations in the system. Usually they'll have a different name in front of them. We can ever load space here. So that one's owned by Core, and if you right click on it and hit show info, you can click here for corporation information. Within every corporate info in any NPC corp, you can get a list of their agents. So the more you do missions with a corporation, the higher your standing gets and the better the agent you can get. So for combat missions, we want security and internal security agents. So I haven't done much with Core, but I've done a lot for Amara, so I have some basic standings. I can do level 1 and level 2 missions. These are not available to me, so level 2 and level 3. It does look like they do not go above level 3 agents. The game goes to level 5 with agents, even though level 5 agents are kind of rare. So that wouldn't give you much expandability. Also, their locations might not be ideal, and the quality isn't very high there. So we wouldn't go with this one. But that's how you figure out where you want to get your agents. And when you find an agent, you can right-click on them. So I do Ministry of Internal Order right now. And that is because they have both Epic Storyline agents and level 5 agents. So it's for Amar or anyone who wants to do missions in Amar space, it's a good way to get have a good path to go to where you won't run out of agents or have to start over with another corp. So internal security once again. And I'm still working on my standings with them. I've been doing them lately, but mostly I do them with a group. And if you divide your standings up with other people in your fleet, they just don't go up very fast. Easy way to increase your standings is to train social skills. Both social and military connections especially affect your combat missions. I haven't put a huge amount of time into these because for a huge part of my game time I was a PvP pilot, so these aren't my only income. But so as you can see, they've got a level 5 agent in security, which means I can eventually do some very nice, high rewarding, but very difficult missions with them. And that's pretty cool. So I'm actually in the system with one of my agents right now. So if you find an agent you want to give a try, you can go to show info for that agent, and it will give you their location. And in this case, it's Nayin, where I'm at. But if I didn't want that agent, oops. Let's say I wanted this guy, I could just right click and set destination and my autopilot would be set to go there. Obviously you don't want to go through any low sec, especially if you're still doing low level missions, but you have that option. Even this one. And that's also a good way to tell if it's an agent you're interested in going to. If it's really far away from you or if it's in low sec, you're not going to be as interested in it unless you're working on getting your standings back up. Then they're good for you because you've done something that won't allow you back into high sec. So I'm going to redock.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Once you've found an agent, you can right-click on them and start a conversation. And normally this will say request mission. On mine it says view because she's offered a mission to me, which I haven't accepted. But this is the same screen you'd get once you request a mission. She'll tell you where the mission's at. In this case it's Jinka. what you're doing. In this case, she wants you to go destroy a convoy, pick up some militants, and bring them back to her. And what your rewards are. You get a primary reward, which in this case is 600,000 credits. This isn't actually the way you make money on these missions, primarily. The rewards aren't typically worth it. Loyalty points are good, though. What it is every ship you kill has a bounty. I'm not going to show you doing a mission in this video because missions can take several hours, but I'll go over it with you. Most ships that you kill have a bounty. Some battleships, especially at this level, will have something close to 1,000,000 ISK bounty. Also, when you destroy ships, you can salvage them, assuming you have the skills trained. Salvaging, along with looting, because you can always empty out their loot, can pretty much double your income in a mission. So I can come out of some of these missions with 20 to 50 million ISK if I salvage every little bit, and if it's not a very simple mission. It just takes a few hours to get through some of the missions solo. So you can accept it and then go do it and come back. It's pretty straightforward. Alternatively, if you don't want to mess with trying to hunt down a corp and looking at the info and finding an agent, there's also a website for that. It's eve-agents.com. I'll try to link it in the description. And with it, you can kind of find a agent you're looking for. If you want one in the same region you're in, let's say we want one in Tashmurdan, and if you want to know what region you're in, just look up at your location and it'll tell you what region you're in, and that way it won't be too far. It doesn't mean it'll necessarily be close though, but it'll be closer than it might be closer than it could have been. And let's say you wanted a security mission and you wanted a level 1 agent, and you can just search on those criteria, and this will give you every level 1 security agent in your region. So Mar Navy, Imperial Shipment, Zoran Sons. Not a bad way to find an agent. And again, the more you do missions with them, the better agents you'll get access to, and as well, it takes some time, so your skills will get better, and you can fly better ships. And missions are one of the few exceptions to the fit it before you fly it rule with ships, where it's usually okay to use a ship if you have the bare minimal skills, up until level 4 at least, as it doesn't stress your skills as highly as PvP does. That's pretty much it. So, thanks for watching, and take care.